What's up, everybody? Brandon Tyrell here. I'm joined by Brendan Graber.
I am the knight.
You are the knight.
We're all the knight.
We have our hands on the Arkham Knight trailer, the newest one to come out.
One?
Lots of cool stuff going on in here. We want to take a minute to break
I'm
it
so
down.
excited for this.
Look at this. Oh my god, it's so cool. So right off the bat, let's back it up.
Whoa, what's that? I see in the building distance.
Okay, well, first of all, you see Commissioner Gordon looking all sad.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, if we back it up a little bit further, I know. So Arkham Knight takes place 1 year after
City.
City, and he's looking old. He's looking
Yeah,
old,
I think the stress has gotten to him.
In the next shot right after this, I think you see his face. Looks like he's put on about 10 years in 1 year.
Yeah.
But looking a little
office.
Yeah, looking rough. But if we go back to the skyline, what do you see? What immediately jumps out at you?
Well,
see
there's
Wayne
Wayne
Tower,
Tower. There's this other big tower in the middle, and on the right of that is a billboard sign for Satoriko.
Which, yeah, so there's a little tagline right underneath it as well.
Ignited Ideas.
Yeah, Ignited Ideas, and you can see the little flame on there. What do you think that?
It's a reference to a DC Universe villain called Dr. Alex Torres, also known as Dr. Phosphorus.
Dr. Phosphorus, right.
He kind of resembles Blight in Batman Beyond, where he's like full of radiation, so he's on fire permanently.
Yeah, all the time.
Not sure if it'd be appearing, but they had a lot of nods in Arkham City that had villains that didn't actually appear.
Yeah, and that's what I love too about the Arkham universe is they lay the groundwork even if they're not going to use it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then you go, let's back it up to that sort of cityscape shot.
Very desolate.
Very stark, yeah. So you see the blimps, you see the bat signal, obviously, right? Then you see GCPD, you see some helicopters, some police helicopters running around, but that's really it. Like
The streets are empty.
If you look at the bottom, way down there by that little street sign, that little sign on the overhang of the tram, big section of road, no cars whatsoever, green lights everywhere. So this is obviously showing just how barren the city gets after
everyone has evacuated except for the looters, the henchmen, the crews.
Just having a good old time.
Here's Two-Face with his summer his fall outwear, kind of roll up sleeves. It's hot out.
Showing off the new style of the Arkham Knight seasons.
It's what's in this season, yeah.
So there you see him again with his henchmen, just generally doing some shenanigans. So if you freeze right here. So this scene is really sort of jumping back real quick. We know that in Arkham Knight, the Scarecrow comes out. He basically says, I have a new toxin. I've planted bombs. Everyone get out of Gotham City.
And they get out.
Like, I mean, kudos to them, right? By the way, like making Batman's job just that much easier. They get out of Arkham City, and then really it's just Two-Face, the Penguin, Ivy, all of their minions there, grouping up, just sort of terrorizing what's left of the
husk. So we see some polarized differences between Penguin and Two-Face's crew,
right,
as you can see in their jackets, and then Arkham Knight's military crazy guys.
Yeah, militarized. They're like really heavily armored. They got that sort of white, black, and burgundy camo thing going. Yeah. This is interesting.
This is now with the Scarecrow, and it closes up on a valve that has the Sionis Industries logo on it.
Right, which
Black Mask, who was in Origins, had a bit part in City. He had his own little. Back in Origins, he took over the steel mill, and he was using chemical productions.
Yeah.
And so now it looks like that Scarecrow has repurposed them for his toxins.
Maybe that's sort of the genesis of whatever his new mass attack is.
Yeah. And he's looking pretty good. You can see
he's looking creepy.
He still has that syringe gauntlet that he had from Asylum, but it's very redone.
Yeah, so his whole look, right? Like, no longer is it just, man, that looks great. No longer is it just like the burlap sack. Now he looks genuinely terrifying.
Yeah, like
right?
he's falling apart.
He's technoed up. He looks like he's
his
got
face is falling off.
He's
got a zombie look on him.
Yeah, he's got his armor on. He's got that sort of white face paint, that dead-eyed stare.
Yeah.
He's looking creepy, man. And really, this is the first time we're seeing him as the main protagonist, right? Along with the Arkham Knight, which is cool. It's great. I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. So if you want to freeze it here. So this could be sort of interpreted a couple different ways, I guess. He's fully suited up, so you assume maybe he's fighting someone. But if you take a look over on the left side of the screen, you see
Tanaga Dojo.
Poster for Tanaga Dojo. So if you dig into the word Tanaga a little bit,
It's a reference to a character from the animated series,
Yep.
Kairi Tanaga, who was the star pupil of the sensei who trained Batman.
Who originally trained Batman, right? And so, story goes, she opened a dojo, a secret dojo behind a fish market.
Yeah,
and,
in Gotham City.
Yeah, in Gotham City.
And she eventually, by Batman Beyond, she starts training Terry McGinnis as well.
Right, so she's sort of the future. So maybe a little nod there as well?
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
know.
Kevin Conroy is doing the voice, so they can have animated series nods.
Sure.
She's not really in the comics prominently that I know of.
Yeah, and again, it just like goes to show.
And this does take place a lot in Chinatown. We do see a lot of shots
Yep.
of kind of like these
the
lanterns.
paper lanterns, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice nod. And now we're going to see all the characters.
Here we
A
go.
lot of returning faces here. We have
Good
Aaron
sequel.
Cash and Gordon. Aaron
Gordon.
Cash was the one of the main security guards at Arkham Asylum.
Yep.
By City, he kind of turned into GCPD a little bit, helping people in the church. And then now
That's
he's
right.
pretty much Gordon's right-hand man, apparently, by now. You can still see, if we go back right to there, you can see the stump on his hand where
Yep.
Killer Croc bit his arm off.
Now he's got
Still
a claw.
sporting that wound.
Yep.
Wish they'd give him a better hand, though.
Well,
Now we have Oracle looking at what I'm assuming is maybe the new Scarecrow toxin.
yeah, it looks like something molecular.
Doing some
right?
CSI stuff right here.
Exactly. Zooming in.
Who
Enhance.
are
Enhance. Enhance.
And she's got her little kitted out wheelchair, too. She's got
Yeah.
a backpack, headphones, drink. So she's ready for the long haul. And now we have the Batcave with Alfred in the
with Alfred,
Batsuit.
Sir Alfred.
As well as, for the first time we're seeing him, I believe this is Lucius Fox.
I think this is Lucius Fox as well, right? Like he's in front of the Wayne Tower insignia. He's dressed in a suit, right? And I think a lot of people, when they think of Lucius Fox, they think of Morgan Freeman
True.
from Chris Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. But he's not always represented as like
he's been in other incarnations as well, and he's always been kind of the Wayne Industries tech guy
yeah,
who has
he's definitely the R&D man.
Yeah.
and, which makes sense because he's holding what appears to be some sort of futuristic bat gun.
Yeah, and you'll see it later in the trailer
Right,
too.
yeah.
We'll go move on.
Okay,
And
so let's back it up real
Yep.
quick. So before we get into this gentleman on the right, this is looking like one of the new Hulks for the Arkham Knight faction, right?
a new enemy type.
The Gatling gun wielding massive big guys, and you'll see them throughout the trailer. They're looking like those big hulking enemies that might make use of, one of the big new features of this trailer, which is dual takedowns. But
Yeah, so here we see Robin has returned, the third Robin to be exact, Tim Drake.
Tim Drake, yep.
He was had a little bit part in Arkham City. He showed up in the story for like 2 seconds. You got to play him as a DLC and the challenge maps. He has lost his hood and going with the shaved head.
That's right, looking a little Chris O'Donnell, which
don't
might
make you think
might
of
be
that.
a Robin we don't want to return to, but he's looking surly as all
but
hell right
his
now.
armor has a little bit of upgrades though.
Yep.
And
He's
we also
looking
have a
bulky.
returning
So,
Catwoman.
yep, Selena Kyle is here along with what appears to be the Riddler's robot army.
You can see the question marks on their chest plates, and the green is become synonymous with Riddler
It's
by this
synonymous
point.
with him, yeah.
Which is odd because he's foregone henchman for robots.
Yeah, which is, not necessarily strange, I guess. Like, he's always been that sort
Oh,
of...
jeez. I just noticed something.
enigmatic.
This is going to... back in the last Arkham Knight trailer,
Yeah.
there was some hidden codes that were, like, freeze-framed.
Uh-oh.
And
Where? Where's it?
there.
Oh, my God. Good eyes, Brendan. Jeez.
Which means there's probably more, and I might not find them. So if you do find them, let us know in the comments what you find.
Yeah.
We're going to be scouring them as well, but I can't promise I can find all of them because they're really well hidden.
And if you go to the Arkham Knight site, actually...
There are code
there-
entries, I think.
There are areas to enter codes.
Yeah.
So we'll check what those out.
Moving on with
but
this
moving
trailer,
on, back
though.
to Catwoman. It looks like she's been on the receiving end of a fisticuff or two. Obviously been in some scraps.
Yeah, I mean, the battle damage has been a hallmark of the Arkham Knight, Arkham series,
Right.
or since the first one. People get torn up, and by the end of Arkham City, Catwoman was like had her clothing torn to shreds from explosions.
And Batman as well. Like
Oh, yeah.
everyone was just getting.
And we
Penguin
have
Henchman and,
the first original Robin, now Nightwing.
now Nightwing.
Dick Grayson. Unfortunately,
Just-
Jason Todd may be returning as a antagonistic. There's been some DLC for the Red Hood.
Yeah.
And
So-
that may be Jason Todd. We don't know.
Right. But
Uh,
there is definitely some DLC out there already made available, right? To,
Yeah.
If you pre-order with certain outlets, you can get the Red Hood as story playable DLC
As well as Harley Quinn and challenge maps.
and challenge maps.
So the
DLC,
big
yeah.
question now is, see, Batman waking up, is these new takedown moves. You can see Batman grabs from behind,
Sure.
which I don't think he'll be able to take down by himself because otherwise why would he need help?
Yeah, I mean, usually
But now he has...
Now you have Robin coming in, and you pointed this out earlier. I love the Flying Grayson poster.
Yeah, even though he's not a Grayson, he was actually at the Flying Graysons when...
In the audience, yeah.
when the original Robin's parents were killed.
Yeah.
So
nice
I
mean, let's just hold it for a second. Like, so in this trailer, it's all about the dual play, right? Which Rocksteady's been saying, or WB has been saying, you can seamlessly transition between Batman and his his partners, I guess you would call them.
Yeah.
So here you see a couple takedowns you can do, like with Nightwing here. He seems to be fighting the Penguin's henchman, right? Batman kicks him up. Nightwing comes, kicks him in the back. Here he's fighting with Catwoman in the Riddler's, I guess, workshop area, whatever you want to call it.
So yeah, the big question I'm thinking is, are these challenge maps, or will they appear in story beats, kind of like Robin appeared for a little bit, but more in a playable form? And how is the kind of co-op nature? Because there's no multiplayer in this game. Rocksteady said there's no two-person co-op, but there is co-op now between one person using two characters.
Yeah, one person using two characters, so it's single-player co-op.
Yeah.
And like they said, you can seamlessly transition. So is it going to be sort of like a Grand Theft Auto thing where you just...
Or is it going to be like their AI fighting with you? And then these look very reminiscent of some of the first trailers showed that the Batmobile can launch a anti-personnel round to knock a guy in there, and he would follow up with an uppercut.
Yeah, so I like you, I'm hoping that this is story, like you get some sort of cooperative throughout the campaign, but considering how like each different person you're fighting with is in its own like themed area, like Selina Kyle and Batman fighting the Riddler's henchman, right? And Nightwing with the Penguin, and Robin.
It could go both ways, though,
because I mean, these are challenge maps.
A lot of the challenge maps were based off of story areas, so it could be that they do for both. Who knows? I'm hoping for both. And, now we have some dang good donuts.
How good are those donuts?
Dang good.
And of course, the marquee thing of the shot is the Batwing's personal private jet that he flies around. Right?
Yeah, it was used in Origins as kind of a fast travel. I don't think we've seen that doing fast travel. I have a feeling that, if anything, the Batmobile will use for fast travel.
Right. I think you and I were talking about this earlier. I think what this primarily is to drop off gear. For
Batman. And you can see it's kind of bulky here. And
you can see the Batmobile. You see Batman sitting in there. There's nothing really above it. And then
in the ship next scene
lands.
You can see that the top of it is kind of...
It connects.
Yeah, it's going over the roof.
Right.
And then clamping to place. And then now it's leaving... And you see there's a gun attachment on the top.
There's some sort of attachment above where the cab is, where Batman was. Also in the background, Johnny Charisma.
It's the Johnny Carson of Gotham.
Yeah, the second time you see his name mentioned.
So yeah, I'm assuming it's kind of like almost how Batman progresses throughout the game, gets more armor, and the guy just... So now is your Batmobile getting more upgrades to take on bigger enemies.
Yeah, you call in a tech upgrade, and Alfred sends a bat.
Yeah,
the Batmobile,
and now we see the same gun that Lucius Fox is using now in Batman's hands.
Sure, yep.
So
apparently, yeah, I mean, it would seem to reinforce the fact that is Lucius Fox. If this is new tech, Lucius had it first.
And then we're seeing some more crazy...
Some ridiculous aerial body slams by Batman.
And then this one, my favorite. Nightwing goes into a suplex, whereas Batman grabs
catches
his leg
him by the feet
and slams.
And goes into a trapeze, which, I mean, Batman doesn't kill people, but come on. Come on.
He will give them coma.
Yeah, seriously.
And then now we have the Arkham Knight.
Yeah. The ostensibly the villain of the whole shebang.
And
a returning face.
Azrael.
So he's looking a little more beefy this
sinister.
time around.
A little more sinister. He did appear throughout Arkham City. There was a side quest to track him down where he would eventually deliver a prophecy warning, which he repeats in the trailer, that this place is going to burn, and you will burn too.
All about flames and fire, and you're going to go. You're the warrior to save it, but you're going to die.
Yeah.
The saving of the city will also be your doom.
So a big question here is this the same Azrael through Nightfall, where Batman was incapacitated by Bane,
right?
And then this Azrael took up
the
mantle
as Batman when he had his back broken.
Yeah, and then eventually kind of came crazy, but then was kind of like a bad guy turned good guy.
Yeah.
So the question is
greater good kind of thing.
Is this more like an anti-hero? Is he against him? Was he with him?
I don't. Yeah. See, I think he's going to be another supporting character.
Yeah.
But here he is referencing the prophecy again, and then you saw the Batman logo in the fire. Back it up real quick, and we see Arkham Knight is obviously fielding an army, which I love, right? Like, I love that He's teched out. He's militarized, which is something that I mean, you see thugs with guns, but you don't really see like a coordinated APCs. You know?
Like this is something that we only saw like the Tiger security in Arkham City.
Yeah.
But that was just like small units. This is like this. There's a lot of people on the screen here.
This is military,
especially at this end. You can see he has an army.
He has fielded
aerial drones,
what appears
tanks,
to be a paramilitary-sized army.
Yeah.
Look at all of that hardware. And I love because Arkham Knight is supposed to be 5 times bigger than the open air city or the open air areas of Arkham City, 5 times more units patrolling the streets. So it looks like there's going to be a lot of opportunity for to play with that new combat.
So now we actually see the return of Batman's other sidekick, the Gargoyle.
Yeah.
Usually found in the Predator areas of the game where
Right.
you can do stealth takedowns. Now we see.
So I'm thinking this harks back to that sort of dual play mechanic where I'm thinking what's happening is Batman is up on the Gargoyle. The player is actually playing Robin right here, grabs the guy, holds him down, switches back to Batman, and then they perform the double takedown.
So yeah, what I'm thinking is that these new Gatling gun enemies are enemies that you can't take down by one person because otherwise, why would he need help?
I think it's going to require...
That's a takedown right there.
Yeah,
but if you didn't have Batman, I'm assuming that guy would just break free.
And then they just commence to beating on him.
Yeah, which adds a new dynamic. I kind of like that idea.
Yeah, it kind of ups the ante again. And then here you see the Batmobile going from pursuit mode to battle mode, and its strafing ability,
technology,
and that big old cannon that it's got.
And then we see one of the crazy new fast-flowing great takedowns.
Yeah.
Where you go through a grate and bam
through.
into a guy's face with a nice, really
sort
cool...
of like a cool plasma knife or something?
Yeah, like a extending wrist blade.
Something like that. I don't know what that purple trail is, if it's just graphics or what it is.
Yeah, you noticed the bottom left of this, it says...
the logo.
Either it's G tag or stag
or something.
I can't tell.
There's a logo down there.
I haven't seen any more text appearing, but I'm going to go by frame later.
I don't know. Go back to the tunnel shaft, the elevator shaft looking thing. Is this like a tower? Is this a blimp? What could this be?
This
you
could
see
be
green on the right. Maybe that's...
This might be like the ruins of the Wonder Tower or one of the bigger buildings. There's a lot of big buildings now that we didn't get to see in Arkham City.
Well, this like circular kind of architecture is very reminiscent of like bulkheads and airships. Or,
This could actually be one of the big blimps,
like a Zeppelin or something. Yeah.
And we see taking down the aerial drones.
Some more strafing. Gotham gas in the background.
Wait a minute. Did I just see something?
What's that?
Please tell me. Okay, I thought I saw
another code.
Yeah.
And then you see more of this dual play. This actually looks like a challenge mode. This is by far my favorite. That looks so brutal.
Yeah, just the alley-oops.
The alley-oops.
Gosh. There goes Ripcage.
Selena Kyle ripping robots' heads off.
It's okay if they're not actually alive.
Yeah,
you can rip their heads off.
Which is good. I think it's good that they gave the robots to Catwoman because she's always been the most morally gray of the Bat family.
I'll kill robots.
You see right here.
A nice little the Bat family is back together.
This is the Sears portrait of the Arkham family.
I like it. So yeah, I like Robin's new design. Yeah, that one hasn't changed a whole lot since Arkham City.
No, I do like. He looks like tougher. He looks meaner.
And I'm not gonna lie. One of my favorite things about Arkham games were the challenge modes, trying to get gold stars on all of them.
Like, how long can you keep this combo flow going?
Yeah. And there we have it.
So then we go back into the Bat logo, obviously in flames, kind of reminiscent of the prophecy told by Azrael. So a lot of foreshadowing in City showing up in Arkham Knight, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. But
so let us know, obviously, if you found any of the crazy codes, what you think of the dual play mechanic, how you want to see that implemented.
Oh, God, that's
maybe
such a
any
cool
other
shot.
characters who might show up. There's a lot of people announced in this one, that's for sure.
Yeah, we've already seen a ton of characters.
Yeah.
But definitely let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and you can obviously be the Batman when Arkham Knight comes out 6/23, June 23rd.
Right after E3.
Right after E3. But for more on Arkham Knight, Batman, cool futuristic weaponry,
and being the Knight,
being the Bat, you're already in the right place, right here on IGN.